Sure everybody's ready. We are set to go with our get-together today. If you don't know who I am, my name is Tim Roy, and for the last 23 years, I've been the voice of the Golden State Warriors, and it's a job I love and look forward to every single day. And it's great to be here in the Rakuten Performance Center. I want to welcome our members of the media, Warriors staffers, of course, members of our Warriors basketball camp. We're taking a little bit of a break during our press conference. They'll get back to work here pretty quickly. And again, for today, up here on the dais, we want to introduce Bob Myers, Warriors General Manager, President of Basketball Operations, and a four-time NBA All-Star and Olympian and the man of the day, and the newest Golden State Warrior, that's DeMarcus Cousins. DeMarcus, welcome to the Bay.
Thank you.
So you're coming to a team that's won 3 titles in the last 4 years. I mean, obviously that's a pretty certainty that any player would look at. But what else excites you about becoming a Golden State Warrior?
Just a chance to play for a winning culture. I also have a chance to play with some of the, the most talented players of this era. So, those two things alone, I mean, that pretty much sums it up.
The story about how you called Bob Myers has been out there and has been printed and talked about. But, Bob, I want to get your perspective on that. Relive that moment for us, if you would. Again.
Oh, man. Well, I say it all the time. You never know what's going to happen in free agency. The year we signed Andre Iguodala, I didn't predict that. Getting Durant, not something that we kind of counted on at all. So this was probably even more, I was more skeptical about something like this than any of those, and those were hard to do. But look, when we talked on the phone, what I said was, whether you come to us or not, you deserve to be in the playoffs. You deserve to play playoff basketball. I'm so excited to watch you play in the playoffs. I can't wait. I think we're going to make it to the playoffs. We used to not be able to say that here, but that's what I said on the phone, Tim. I said, DeMarcus, it's a different game. I mean, that's what every player that plays in the NBA competes for championships. That's what we're all trying to do. That's why I go to work every day. That's why he works as hard as he does. It's about winning championships. And so to have a guy like DeMarcus get on board with that pursuit, it's fantastic for our team, our organization, our city, but I'm so happy for him because there's something different about those games and that journey, those 16 games that you have to win. I think for myself and our team, we'll be living some of that pursuit through DeMarcus.
Yeah, it's interesting, DeMarcus, you had a chance to work with some of the Warriors and your Team USA obligations. Tell me about the experience there, and what did you like about when the situation when you were playing with Steph Curry, with Draymond Green, so on and so forth?
Well, just to put this out there, my favorite by far is Klay. I mean, our short time together, in the summers, like, for him to be as dull as he is, it's never a dull moment. So I really enjoyed my time with Klay, but they're all great guys. Me and Draymond click right away. We're two goofballs that, like to joke around a lot, so we click right away. Same thing with KD and same thing with Steph. Everybody knows he's a goofball. So, it's a great group of guys, easygoing people. Maybe outside of Draymond, but it's a great group, and I think we'll mesh well.
Do you still aspire to be the third Splash Brother?
We'll see what happens.
and Bob, when you look at your roster right now with DeMarcus, this is the type of, and no disrespect to any of the other fives that we've had with the Warriors in recent memory, but DeMarcus brings a different skill set, especially on the offensive end.
Well, I mean, look, it's a different dimension, right? It's not something we've ever had as far as a low post threat since I've been here. I'm excited. I hope he's excited. I mean, well, first of all, he's just a good basketball. We all get caught up in positions. Let's just get the best players we can and put them out there, and that's what we've always tried to do. And he fits that criteria. When we were, the day we signed him, we were going through talking to Steve. Steve was with me. We were with Jaron, DeMarcus's agent, and the way we do things is we collaborate. We wanted to hear what Steph thought. We wanted to hear what Draymond, Kevin. I wanted him to talk to those guys and talk to our coach. So prior to him talking to Steve, we had been talking, and Steve said, I want him on the block. We haven't had that threat. We can give him the ball. We can play out of him. And he said, not out on the perimeter. And so Steve was about to get on the phone with DeMarcus, and I said, don't tell him he can't shoot any threes. He's still, if you let Draymond shoot threes, you got to let DeMarcus shoot threes. So Steve said maybe one or two. So I don't know what he said to you, but it's about good basketball players. There's no doubt. I mean, that's simple. Put as many good players on the court, get as many in this organization, and try to go get another trophy.
At this point of the proceedings, I'm going to invite our members of the media to join the conversation. Please raise your hand. We have microphones on each side, and state your name and your affiliation and your questions. And we will have a photo op for our camera journalists after the question and answer situation is concluded. Let's go to my right. Yes, sir.
DeMarcus, over here, you're right. Vern Glenn, KPIX TV. Nice to see you walk in. I'm just curious about the injury as to, from a timetable standpoint, where are you in your treatment, recovery, and how that's been going?
Rehab has been going great. I'm getting stronger and better every day. I'm progressing weekly, which is a positive. And, as far as the timetable, we'll sit down and discuss with the team and figure out what's the best, return date. So to be determined.
Thanks, Vernon. Let's go over to Logan.
Logan Murdoch-Berry, News Group. Kind of piggybacking on what Vern said, how do you balance wanting to come back as fast as possible, but also making sure you're as healthy as possible? How are you balancing that right now?
Well, I'm going into the situation. I have to be smart about it. I'm in a unique situation as well where I'm not needed right away. So time is kind of on my side, so I have a chance to get to 100%. And when I feel I'm at that point, we'll make the return.
Third row over here.
Yeah, Jason Applebaum, KTVU, Fox 2. You called this signing, when you signed with the Warriors, your nuclear bomb, your ace of spades, so to speak. Can you expand on that? What do you mean by that?
It kind of speaks for itself. And it sounds like a bad thing, but just being the competitor that I am, that's why I considered it my nuclear bomb or last resort. So, situation unfolded, and I am where I am.
Over to Mr. Medina.
Hi, DeMarcus. Mark Medina, Bay Area News Group. Have you had any conversations with players in the past that have had injuries with their Achilles, and what perspective do you take from their journeys overall and coming back from it?
I've spoken to a few guys. Former teammate Rudy Gay. I've talked with Wes Matthews. I've spoken with Dominique Wilkins, and I spoke with Kobe as well. And me and Jonas Jerebko have been talking as of recently. So it's just guys that have been through the situation, made their return. I wasn't really looking for a specific answer to get through it. I really just wanted to see what each guy's mindset was and just kind of compared it to my own. And some of the positives I took from it, and some I just kind of put to the wayside. But it's an injury that can be overcome, and I'll make sure that I prove that.
Right down here.
CJ Peterson, SF Bay. DeMarcus, can you kind of chronicle the process of not receiving any offers from what you said in this offseason? There were some lingering reports that New Orleans did make an offer. Can you speak to that?
I'm gonna put it like this. Only me and Dale Demps know what was said on the phone that night. We both know the truth, and I'll leave it at that.
Next up.
Yeah, just for Bob and then for DeMarcus. I mean, by all accounts, if he plays like you guys expect him to this season, he's going to be too expensive to even, legally bring back under the CBA. Does that one-year rental fact kind of make this a strange situation at all, or how do you kind of go into that?
No, I mean, I know everybody's job more so now than ever is to speculate. Our job is to win a championship in 2018-19. That's hard enough as it is. So thinking about beyond, we didn't get these championships by thinking about the next one and the next one and the next one. They are very, very hard to do. So I don't even like the word rental or 1 year or this guy's a free agent or that guy's a free agent. Every day, he's on our team. Everybody else is on our team. We've got trying to sign one more guy, but that's it. We're trying to win a championship this year. What happens after that, and you're well aware, and so is everybody listening, who knows? If I sat over there, and people asked me what was going to happen in free agency. Nobody thought this was going to happen. Players sign, they leave, they come, they go, there's trades happening more frequently than ever, that has ever happened in our league. Our job, one job, is to win a championship. That's it, with the players that are on this team. That's why he came, that's why he's here, that's why we're all here. Everybody that works for our organization, to win a championship this year. After that, we'll try again next year. But the focus for us is here, and he's on our team, and we're thrilled, just as we are with everybody else that's on our team.
DeMarcus, one of the things I wanted to ask you about today, I have some friends who still work up in Sacramento, and I talked to them a lot after the word came out that you were going to be a Golden State Warrior. I know you like to get out in the community and do a lot of things for the community. Why is that important to you, and are you excited about getting out in the Bay?
It's important to me because me being in that situation, and when I say I get out in the community, I get out in the hoods, like, just to be blunt. Like, I go to the hood. I want to go to the worst, the grimiest place. That's where I want to be. And the reason behind that, those are usually the kids or the communities that kind of get left behind or forgotten about. And I feel like I was in that situation at one point, and I can only imagine if I had some of the opportunities, just being in these camps or being around pros or whatever the case may be, how much easier or how much of a better process it would have been for me as a kid. So that's kind of where my mindset is, and that's what I stand by.
Next up, RC.
RC Davis, Warriors Radio, Warriors Sound. How much is it going to set you back to take that 0 from Pat McCall?
Say that again?
How much is it going to set you back to take that 0 from Pat McCall?
Let's just say Pat's a tough negotiator.
Anybody else have a question? Yes, down here.
Yeah, DeMarcus, Ryan Gorser, San Francisco Examiner. Going off of that question about the community service, you held a meeting, a community meeting about policing back in your hometown of Mobile. What brought that along, and did you have officers from the community there, and what was the content of that?
Well, I mean, it's pretty aware of the current events and the issues we have in our communities, but I was just doing my part to mend or fix the issue, or at least try to get everybody on the same page, gain understanding on both sides, see where both sides are coming from, and it was just a chance to talk, to have dialogue, and I think it was successful. I look forward to doing more, but I understand both sides. One of my AAU coaches was a police officer. I respect him to this day, and I think he's one of the best people to walk this planet. So I understand both sides, but it's still a gray area that needs to be fixed.
What's his name?
Say that again?
Your AAU coach, what was his name?
Ernest Wofford.
And did you have police officers at that event along with community members?
Say that again?
Did you have police officers at that event along with community members?
Yes.
Let's go back over to Mark.
Hey, DeMarcus, regarding just the rehab, can you take us through what it's like dealing with just the monotonous nature of it, just knowing how prolonged it is?
Can you repeat that?
Can you take us through what it's like dealing with the monotonous nature of rehab, just given just how there's so much that goes into it and for an extended period of time?
It's the worst. It's honestly just waking up every day doing the same exact thing. Like it can drive you crazy. And but I take it as a test, just another obstacle to overcome. And I just use that as fuel to get to the next step, and then I continue the process. So it's tough, no lie, but I know where I want to be. I know what I'm capable of, and I look forward to being back on the floor.
Logan?
You said in your documentary teaser that you talked to Durant and Steph and Klay and all those guys, and it kind of puts you at ease with your decision. What particularly did any one of them say that kind of puts you at ease to come in here?
Every guy said, let's go get another championship. That was the first thing. And what really put me at ease was just the excitement. You know, they're a well-established team, and they could have easily been like, no, we don't need them, or whatever the case may be. But, I mean, they were excited like a team that's never accomplished anything. So just having that feeling alone gave me a sense of, you know, just being able to relax about it or be calm about the situation.
When you started the process and talked to Bob and you were thinking about coming here, what was the reaction of your friends and family when you told them that this was going to happen?
Well, I really didn't tell anybody until, you know, it kind of happened. It was me and my manager and my agent, Jaron and Andrew. We kind of kept it close together. So until we really figured out the situation, and once I told them, they were all excited for me.
It's funny, the one guy he likes the most. We were going through the whole process, and we said, should we talk to Klay? And Steve said, he's fine. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. You know, it's true. We were all kind of laughing. Like, probably should tell Klay about this.
Still haven't talked to him.
Still haven't talked to him. Can't get a hold of the guy in the summer.
Well, he's been in China again. Yes.
DeMarcus Connor Letourneau, San Francisco Chronicle. You're obviously one of the more competitive players in the league. Where does that competitive desire come from? Is it from anything to do with your background, your childhood? And do you have a little bit of an extra chip on your shoulder right now, given how free agency went?
I think it's a combination of all of that. I don't know, maybe it's just the athletes down in Alabama. I feel we all play with a certain type of fire. And I don't know, maybe it's the water. But to say I'm playing with an extra chip on my shoulder because of free agency, no. I feel I have something to prove anyway. I want to prove it to myself as well. But I feel like I always play with a chip on my shoulder, not just necessarily from free agency.
Monty Poole.
Monty Poole, NBC Sports Bay Area. DeMarcus, one of the things that Steve Kerr always preaches to his team is that no matter what else you're doing out there, how hard you're doing it, don't forget to have some fun. When you hear something like that, what's the message to you when you hear that?
Well, that's what it all goes back to. We all started loving this game because we had fun with it. So if you're not having fun playing this game, something's wrong. So I look forward to having fun this season.
Let's go to Marcus.
Marcus Thompson with The Athletic. DeMarcus, there's a perception out there that you, Draymond, and Kevin Durant at some point are going to fight. Is this going to happen now because your team just won have it all out brawl? I know you guys are friends, but that's what people think because they see you on the court. Do you just get it in one time to get it out the way?
Might as well.
Oh, Steve Kerr has got to be ready for this. Go ahead.
DeMarcus, there's been a lot of talk, around the league of, it's ruining the league, to build these super teams and whatnot. Do you feel like this is going to be ruining the league by adding you to this team?
No, we still got to go out there and play like every other player does.
Then why do you think that narrative is circulating?
Say that again?
Why do you think that narrative is circulating that building these quote-unquote super teams is ruining the league?
I don't know, and I really don't care.
Fair.
Yeah.
Now we're going to get a question from a tough customer, one of our basketball campers today. State your name and fire away.
Oh, I'm Majid Zahid, and coming off your injury, how can you help the Warriors this upcoming season, and what are your main goals?
Well, my main goal is to win a championship. That's what I'm signing up for. And what I can bring, I'll bring a toughness. I'll bring a skill set that they said they've never had before. Rebounding, passing, able to score. I'm bringing a little bit of everything and a couple of techs as well.
Next up.
My name is Micah, and when you were growing up, who did you look up to in the NBA, and like what coach did you look up to?
What coach?
Yeah.
Good question.
Well, the players, my favorite players were Shaquille O'Neal, Carmelo Anthony, and Amari Stoudemire. And coach, I didn't really watch basketball for the coaches. I watched for the players.
When you got to the NBA and you're on the floor and you're playing against, say, a guy like Carmelo Anthony, who you were a fan of, what was that like, and do you remember that kind of a moment?
Yeah, I do. He didn't say anything to me. So that was my moment with Carmelo Anthony. I don't even think he acknowledged me.
DeMarcus, you've had a reputation in the past of being a bad teammate, whether that's fair or not. Why won't that be an issue here? Why will you fit in here?
Because that's not me. So.
Wilson, another question? Go ahead. We need a mic. There we go.
Thank you. Welcome back to Northern California.
Thank you.
Felicia Purcell for Sports in the Bay and the Martinez News Gazette. From what you can tell so far, coming to the Warriors, leaving Alvin Gentry's system, have you seen much of a difference? And part two, I'm looking at this picture. I didn't know you had so many tattoos. Have you got a new one, or are you going to get a new one to commemorate you becoming a Warrior?
You mean like a tattoo of the
Well, not
Warrior?
the bridge, but no, that's fair.
No, man.
No, not that, but just, a new beginning.
Well, I haven't gotten a new tattoo in about 2 years, but I mean, it would be kind of cool to add a trophy to it or so. So we'll see what happens.
Maybe start with Klay and then go to the trophy. And then
For sure.
Anybody else? Oh, Monty again. Monty Poole.
DeMarcus, you were having a career year basically when you went down with the injury. And I'm wondering, when you go down with that injury, you know the playoffs are coming ahead. It looked like you guys are going to make it, and obviously the team did. How long did it take for you to get past the fact that finally you get to the playoffs and you can't play?
It sucks, especially being the competitor that I am. That's all I ever played for, and the opportunity and the chance slipped away from me. Things happen, but I'm using this lesson as a way to grow as a player, as a person, and the opportunity to present itself again, and I'll be more than prepared.
Mark?
Hey, DeMarcus, just given the nature of how serious an Achilles injury, but knowing how talented a player you are, what are your expectations for what you will be able to do next season with your game?
My expectations, I plan on coming back being the same dominant player that I was. Even better, actually. Nothing will change.
Well, that's going to conclude our Q&A in this part of the session. We're going to have a photo op in just a moment, and then Bob and DeMarcus will break up for individual sessions. I want to thank everybody for coming out today. Thanks to all the Warrior staffers, and a special thank you for great behavior and staying quiet to our Warriors basketball campers. Job well done, guys. And again, DeMarcus, welcome to the Bay.
Thank you.